Biking is one of the more popular ways to exercise in the morning. And whether you're a beginner or already an aficionado, this one-stop shop will surely help you. Pia Banalos tells us more. Hi there again, Pia.
Mitzi, this morning I'm getting a crash course on biking. I am here in Bikes Per Minute with owner Benji Lopez to tell us more about it. Good morning, Benji.
Hi.
Can you tell me about bikes? Because honestly, for me, all I know is like the kiddie bike, the mountain bike, and the bike you have at the gym. What sorts of bike do you have here in Bikes Per Minute?
For Bikes Per Minute, we focus on entry-level bikes, city bikes, commuter bikes. Some of the bikes, like this is a folding bike. This is one of our mountain bikes on carbon. And this is one also made here in the Philippines. It's BAM Bikes. It's made out of bamboo.
Wow.
So we're one of the first distributors here locally.
Wow, okay. There's a lot that you mentioned there. First, let's start with the folding bike.
Okay.
So these bikes, what are they good for? City biking? What can you actually do with these bikes?
Well, yeah, like for this one, this is really good for city and actually for long-haul touring. There are some groups that even bring this up all the way up to Baguio just using the folding bikes.
Okay, so it's that sturdy.
Yes, it is. Yes,
All
it is.
right, and of course, it's very, very...
It's light also and
okay.
portable.
Yeah, exactly. Because if you want to take your bike in the trunk of your car to drive off somewhere and bike there,
Yes, you
it's
can.
perfect. And for those with small spaces in their
Yeah.
houses.
Yeah, it's for condo living, you know, it's very practical to have the folding bike.
Is this unisex?
Yes, it is unisex. This one is a full suspension. This one is a bit, yeah. This is one of our sellers here. It's a turn link.
Okay.
And it's unisex also.
Wow, okay. So that's for those who are like just for city biking
Yeah.
and for those who want to go on tours.
And commuting. Yeah.
And commuting as
Yeah.
well. But for those who are more hardcore and want to build their bikes themselves, first, this one, the bamboo bike. Can you tell me what makes it special? I mean, why would I want my bike to be made of bamboo?
Well, the property of bamboo is flexible, so it gives it doesn't give a harsh ride. Another good thing about it is the owner of BAM Bikes, Brian, he makes this with Gawad Kalinga out of Tarlac. So again, it's also going to a good cause.
Yes.
And it's environmentally friendly again. Yeah.
And biking per se is already environmentally friendly, but to have bamboo and to support local livelihood,
Yes.
that gives it an even better boost. And then you did mention this one right here.
Yeah.
It is a carbon.
Yes.
So what makes this special?
What makes it special is it's one of the lightest materials right now when you're into competitive cycling. For this one, it's one of the latest models of Niner, and it won a lot of awards. If you're into, you know, competitive cycling,
Okay.
it won a lot of awards in the U.S. and in Europe for the design and also the and the weight.
Wow. Yeah, because how much does this weigh?
This one goes around maybe 4.5, 4.8 pounds.
Wow. Okay. Because you look at it and you feel that, you know, it's heavy. You know that it's sturdy, but then it's just 3 to 4 pounds. That does a lot for your like experience in biking.
Exactly.
But for those who want to buy like a bike already, like something that they are ready to run off with, can you tell me about these?
Yeah. Well, these are entry-level mountain bikes. The price range would be between 15,000 to around 35, 40,000, depending on the spec and the build that you would want. We have for unisex, we have for specific male and female. We also have on a 24-inch wheel, so that's really more for kids, around 10 to 15 years old.
All right.
So we also have that. We also have smaller bikes here, which is really more for entry-level and kiddie bikes.
Okay.
These are really for 3 to 5-year-old kids who are just getting into biking.
And it looks so pretty, especially the pink bike. Like every girl would love to have that.
Exactly.
And with the training wheels and all. Okay, and then aside from that one, from those bikes that you have there, you also have like bikes that are perfect for like for the city, and they also look very pretty. They're right here.
Yes.
Can you tell me about these bikes we have?
Yeah, well, like this bike is really more for female and for kids also. While the green one could be, well, it's really more for women riders, and this is more for male riders. It's more for commuting.
Okay.
Yeah.
You
getting
think
around
there's
town.
like a good culture for biking here, especially in the Philippines where everybody talks about traffic all day long and of course you complain about pollution. Is there really place for people to be biking here in the city?
I have to say that the past 6-7 years, there's been a very big resurgence in biking. And people are, taking it not only as a sport but as a daily commuter, which is really more important to ease off the congestion.
Yes.
And to get around the city.
And of course, it also keeps you fit.
At the same time, yes.
And then aside from this, I mean, I know a lot of people like biking around the city, but there are those who like biking to enjoy a nice scenery.
Yeah.
Do you have anything to offer for those who would want to join these kinds of tours?
Yeah. Well, for BPM, we also have here Beyond Outdoor Adventures. That's our bike tour company. And we have specific packages from daily bike tours to 3-day trips, 5-day, 11-day trips.
Wow.
Around the whole of the Philippines.
All right.
And we've already tied up also with our counterpart in Bangkok.
Wow.
So we also have tours also for Bangkok right now.
What's your favorite place? Like for all those biking places, what's the place that makes you really give that rush that bikers say they get?
One of the best I've seen here in Luzon, I would say, is San Pablo, Laguna. And if down south, it would be maybe Guimaras Island.
How long will it take to bike from here in Manila to San Pablo, Laguna?
Well, if you do it can be a day trip actually.
Oh.
If you bring your car, you can leave here at 5, be in San Pablo before 7, and bike the whole day. There are also other groups who would bike from here to San Pablo. You can give maybe 4 to 5 hours with some rest stops in between, just to hit San Pablo. Then you can also do some of the trails there.
Does it require like a special kind of skill to actually go through that long route? Because I do know how to bike when I was a kid. I'm
Yes.
sure I could still bike now, but do you have to have training to do that?
Well, yeah, I mean, I'd advise people to, start off maybe here lang in the city, just to boost first your confidence and your skill level also in handling the bike. And from there, you can move on. But, what I've noticed, especially if you get into it, especially the cycling aspect, it doesn't take long.
Okay.
The curve of learning and getting the endurance is quick.
So that's good news for those of you who have learned how to bike when you were younger. But then there are a lot who are really enthusiasts and
Yes.
they would love to build their own bikes, like
Yes.
you showed us the frames right
Yeah.
there. Is it a very expensive kind of hobby to get into?
Well, then again, it really depends on the person and the want of the person. You could make it expensive if that's really your thing. But I have customers who are also on a budget, and I can build a good bike for less than 100,000 also.
Oh,
they would
wow.
want. Yeah.
Okay, and then what are the things that you would want to customize with your bike aside from like the main thing? What do you call that part?
The frame.
The frame.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I really know nothing. So aside from the frame, what are the other things that you could customize with your bike when you build it?
Well, you can customize everything from the fork to the wheel set, to the grips, to the seat. It's really up to the customer and the want. And actually, more of the Filipinos, what I've noticed is they're really into colors. So they want everything. If it's a green frame, everything has to be green as much as they can.
Okay.
If it's blue, everything has to be blue.
In terms of tires, because just looking at them,
Yes.
parang they're all different. Some are
Yeah.
thinner than the others.
Yes.
Why are they different?
Well, like see this one, this is more of a road bike. This is what they call a fixie and a single speed bike. So you could basically flip the rear tire and have it single speed or fixie. It's quite big right now. It's always been big in San Francisco and New York, but the last 2-3 years it's been getting big also here in Manila.
Okay.
And then for these bikes again, these are cruiser bikes. It's just to get around town.
Okay.
So that's why the width of the tire is a bit fatter.
So the more serious you are about biking, the thinner the wheels are.
Somewhat.
Okay.
Somewhat. Yes.
And then I also noticed like the seats right here, some are like
Yeah.
wider
big,
than
wider.
the others.
Because
Does
again,
it make a difference?
Yeah, because again, it's a cruiser bike, so it's really more for comfort.
Okay.
So you don't want a narrow seat. So basically, you could just wear anything and just hop on your bike.
All right. What do you think it is about biking that, a lot of people really get addicted to it? What does it give you?
I think from all the people that I've spoken to through the years, especially in retail, what they like about biking is it brings them back to when they were young. You know, I remember my first ride, I remember my first BMX, or my first bike that my dad or mom gave me. So it brings them back to that. And from there, depending on their want and need, some would go competitive, some would go for commuting, some would go for just the weekend rider. So it
Yeah.
really depends on the person.
Well, that's something for us to think about this morning. If you want to feel young or just get into competition or just, bike around the city, you know where to go right here in Bikes Per Minute. Thank you so much, Benji.
Thank you.
There you have it. Mitzi, Amelin, if you want to get into this lifestyle, you know where to go.